You're in front of the Israeli School, Universal Practical Knowledge, the Philadelphia Division, here at 3226 Cheltenham Avenue in Philadelphia. We're standing in front of the school right now, getting a description of the 12 tribe sign that's been painted by one of the brothers that was in the school: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Isupk. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel.
Shalom. Shalom. You've been waiting for this day, so this day has finally come. A lot of you have been wondering where this knowledge that you've been hearing is coming from, and the powerful truth that you've been hearing, how this was established. Well, we finally were able to arrange for the priests to come down from New York and spend some time with us. And I'd like to introduce them if I can. These are some great brothers. We're very glad to have them with us. We want to make them feel as warm as possible, because this is their work and the extension of their work and what they've laid down some time ago. I'd like to introduce, first of all, priest and Sixth Shield General, 4th in command in the nation of Israel, Lahab. I'd like to salute this brother. Macho! Barak! Yeshabim, which means sit. And I'm going to turn it over now to Priest General Lahab.
Good morning, brother. I'd like to say this, starting off, we're very impressed at your school here, and we're very impressed to see that the brothers and sisters in Philadelphia think enough of the Most High and the Bible and the truth and your nationality to be a part of this, because most of the brothers and sisters are running from the truth.
Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the Isupk like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the Isupk. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, a.k.a. Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need, because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
If you are Black, Hispanic, or Indigenous, you are an Israelite according to the Bible. And the Most High commanded the children of Israel in Leviticus 23 and verse 5, and all throughout the Bible to keep the Lord's Passover. That's right, the Lord's Passover, coming up on April 4th, 2026, under Commanding General Yohana. Don't want to miss it. Be there. Shalom. For the low fee of $200, get your Passover fee in, access to the full venue, food, parties, all that. Don't miss it.
All right, let me hit y'all up with something. Many of us, we talk about the Bible and claim to love God and all of this, claim to follow God, right? What you really want to do to be following God is not celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's, pagan holidays that's not in the Bible. You need to be making it down to the Lord's 57th annual Passover in Houston, Texas. It's going to be on April the 4th. The fee to get in is $200 per person. The Lord said, not to come in any of his feast days empty-handed, so that is why that fee is there on the table. So it's $200 per person, and what you want to do is make it down there and celebrate the Lord's Passover with true prophets of God from the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge.
You a black, native, or Hispanic, you need to be at the Lord's Passover. The only Passover is with the Isupk under Commander General Yohana. Don't let them lie to you. If you out here celebrating this right here, you for sure gotta come celebrate with your people. Alright? The weather gonna look way better than this, and it's in Texas. The Isupk under Commander General Yohana presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover in Houston, Texas, April 4th, 2026. Pay your Passover fees. Isupk.com. $200 per adult. Kids get in free.
All right, there we go. All right. Shalom. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Barak. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Barakatham to the Akim. Shalom, Yahweh Shemar Allah Shem Yahweh to the Agwatia. Once again, I am Officer of 1000 Owaja, Isupk Detroit under Commander General Yohana, and this is the Isupk Detroit Law class. All right. If y'all can, take a second to like and share the class. Like and share the class. Let's try to get this truth out here. Let's keep pushing this truth, man. This thing is a winding down. It's winding down. So we want to really now push this truth super duper hard, man. Waking up as many brothers and sisters as we can. Because again, it's going to be a time where all we have is each other. That's it. Now, brothers and the sisters in the school, we understand this, but people in the world do not. They don't know that. They think it's no way that the people that they voted in the office and voted for and things of that nature would ever turn their back on them. Would ever do it. Even with everything that especially, and of course my only concern, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, especially like if you're a Black, Hispanic, or Native American in this kingdom, and you look at this kingdom and you say to yourself, this government or this whatever will never turn their back on me, you lost. You lost. And you have forgotten everything that has happened to you over here. All right? Or you just don't care. You fall for the silliness of them saying that's old. That was in the past. It ain't like that no more. When all you got to do is turn on the internet, it's everywhere still. All right? It's still everywhere. It ain't left and went nowhere. It's everywhere, man. So it's just so important that right now at this time, as we're winding down inside of this kingdom, that we super really hard push this truth. All right? Because man, like things get crazier and crazier every day. Like every week is something new. Some official in office is doing something. And what it boils down to is it's making it hard on God's chosen people, man. It's all aimed at us. All right? So, quickly, I want to give Micah 2 and 10. I'm going to start there. Micah 2 and 10. Because it's so important, man. And like when you in the school and you seeing brothers and sisters in the world, or you talking to brothers and sisters in the world, and you trying to explain to them like, man, don't you see that this thing is aimed at us? And it's just like, I don't know, sometimes for some brothers and sisters, you might as well be talking to a doorknob. They just, no matter what, they don't see it. And they don't see it because they get to go to work, come home, and do whatever thing it is that they do, and then they get up and go to work. It's not directly affecting them as of right now, because they're not feeling the sting, so to speak. But what we got to realize is if something getting done to one of us, it's aimed at all of us, man. We got to think, if they're going to do that to these brothers and sisters, they're going to do it to us next. And as I'm saying that, you know what just crossed my mind? That's the problem. And the reason why they feel like that is because they don't look at them as brothers and sisters. They don't look at them like that. They just look at them as individuals. Well, that happened to them. That didn't happen to me. And that's such a dangerous mindset to have. Because when you have that type of a mindset, man, it's a lot easier to conquer a people that think like that. Now think about if we was all on the same mind frame that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and we trusted nothing he said. Now think about if we all think like that. We have a whole different result inside of this kingdom. That's why things like integration was pushed on us. We did not need integration. We didn't need it. We was fine. All we needed was to be left alone. We didn't need integration. We didn't need to drink from the same water fountains. We didn't even need to be around them at all. We didn't need to sleep in their hotels. We didn't need any of those things. We didn't need to eat in their restaurants. Who the heck want to eat their unseasoned food with rice and a potato salad? We needed nothing to do with them. We didn't need it. But you know what? They did need us. They needed us. They needed us not to have our own, but to make them more wealthy. They looked at the black market as an untapped source of income and figured they can make millions and figured out how to manipulate it. And that's why they did what they did. Because why would I sell my business to come work for you? I got my own business over here. I don't need a job from you. That makes no sense. We sold our businesses. Think about what we really did. We sold our businesses and we sold our houses and went down there to March on Washington to beg for jobs. That's not intelligent. It's not smart, man. Somebody is tricking you. All right? Because in doing all of that, that still didn't stop them from sicking dogs on you and spraying water hoses on you and things of that nature. That still was going on. In 2025, so-called Negroes are still getting hung from trees. In 2025, so-called Negroes were still getting hung from trees. So that just goes to show you that it actually, the only thing that changed was it just made the oppressor more wealthy. It never really done anything for us because it kept us in a position of every time we wanted something, we had to go to them. And that's why I love the UPK, man. It teaches us in here, we ain't got to beg them for nothing. We can build it all ourselves. We just got to do what? We have to work together. We have to have brotherhood, and we have to keep the laws of the Lord. So in other words, we have to love the Lord. All right. Micah 2:10. And it reads, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. This is, we doing all, think about all the fighting and marching we do inside of this kingdom. But this ain't our place of rest, man. The Lord said this ain't our place of rest. Now, does that mean you got to walk around this kingdom depressed, so depressed that your hair falling out, so stressed out you hardly can't even get out the bed? No, that means none of that. It's telling you this is not your place of rest, meaning we shouldn't be here like this is the end all over here. Because the Lord, he has something so much more better for us, man. So much more better for us. Think about Donald Trump now, and you see how he's moving and how he's running things. Now, think about when Christ is ruling. Think about when Christ is ruling. You don't think the so-called Mexican, the tribe of Isupk, you don't think that wouldn't be a better life for him right now inside of this kingdom? So-called Negro for the tribe of Judah, you don't think that's a better life for him inside of that kingdom? You don't think that's a better life for the tribe of Gad, the so-called Native Americans? It is. It's a better life when Christ is ruling the world, man. It's a much better life. That's why I'm saying this is not our place of rest. We are in this kingdom and trying to look for a solution from the people that's doing the crimes against us. When we should do what? We should turn and come back to the Lord. And you know what's crazy? That is the one thing we never really tried inside of this kingdom as a whole. Of course, the people in the truth, of course, yeah, you know, we turn back to the truth and we turn back to the Lord and we know what it is. We trying to get them to turn back to the Lord so we can really get the hell up out of here. The Lord speed this process up and get us up out of here, man. Put us back in our land. But it's the one thing we've never tried collectively. And it's not like over the last 50, 60 years, we haven't had the examples. We tried marching, we tried joining together, speeches, arming ourselves. All of these things don't work because what did the Lord think about if we had been successful in those things? We would just get rocked to sleep. It would take a lot longer for brothers and sisters to turn back to the Lord because we'd be so comfortable in this kingdom. We'd be so comfortable. We'd have too much. We'd have our own everything. We would be comfortable and resting. A lot of us would still be celebrating Christmas. That ain't what the Lord wants, man. The Lord wants us serving him, and he wants to put us back in our land. He's going to put us back in our land, actually. But we have to want it as a whole, man. And that's why I said that's the one thing we never tried as a whole. And you just look over the years, we've tried everything. We tried to get laws passed and things of that nature, which is like getting a law passed to get the oppressor to stop hating blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is mind-boggling to me, because it's nothing more than a piece of paper. Like, I would be watching a movie, some racist movie, or about that time, I think it was Mississippi Burning. And I think it was the sheriff. He said, the state of Mississippi don't care what the rest of the world doing. You in the state of Mississippi now. Or what law got passed? And it was like, and it really was like that. So to think that some law or something of that nature could change. It's like, give me 1 second. Could change the oppressor. It ain't. The Bible said, the Lord said this. The Lord said, who can make straight what I have made crooked? That's what the Lord said. The Lord said, who can make straight what I made crooked? All right. You can't, the oppressor is just made to be who he's made to be. Okay? Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It's not a place on the, well, it's like here. But this place is polluted. You are, okay, let me be careful how I say this. You are a full-grown man walking around with a dress on talking about call you Samantha. And in this kingdom, they got the right to do that. And in this kingdom, we have to call them Samantha. What? I'm not, I couldn't do it. I'm just thankful to the Most High that I don't work somewhere that requires me to have to partake in that foolishness, man. Because I ain't doing it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. My real work in the school system, and she has a oppressor young man in her class. And when that young man didn't get addressed as a woman, hell, they had to have meetings and all kind of things was going on. And it is crazy. And it is crazy. We just for the kid part of it. It is crazy that his mother or his father would allow something like that. You can't, no. I'm not, and he wears a wig and all kind of, and a dress and all kind of weird nonsense. I just, it's something I just could not do. I couldn't do it. Thank the Lord that I'm not even near where I would have to do something like that. Salakia too to the people watching. If y'all got a question or something, just drop y'all question in the chat, and I will get to it. Yeah, I definitely will get to it. All right. So, yeah, this place is polluted, man. You got a dang dispensary, a weed place on every corner. It seemed like. Why is that? To keep you getting high. Because as long as you high, what you think? You think everything is all right. You think everything is all right. Okay. Everything is just fine. But you high, you don't care because you high. You don't care one bit. You're not thinking about it. You don't care about it. You're not worried about it. None of that. Because you're high. This place is polluted, man. All kind of stuff that they put in the food, everything got pork in it. We got to read the label on everything like we got to become scientists in here. They hiding the pork in the food with different words. We got to become scientists and break these words down. We got to call the company, hey, do y'all use this? Man, I remember I found out Hot Pockets was using duck feathers or something, and they like, what? Why do you need duck inside of your crust or whatever? You only need flour and water. Why are you putting duck in there? Your oppressor is the devil, man. He does not care. And he'll do everything in his power to keep you sinning. This place is polluted, man. Oh, what else? Hostess cupcakes. They use pork in their ingredients. Oh, man, when I found it out, man, I was heartbroken. It's insane. You can't even, why would you need pork to make a cupcake? You don't need pork to make a cupcake. It's a cupcake. But let your oppressor do it, man. It's going to be pork in that thing. This place is polluted. That's what the scripture's talking about, man. This place is polluted. And more importantly than anything, you know what this place teaches us? Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans? It teaches us how not to love each other, man. How not to be compassionate towards one another. It teaches us to have no brotherhood inside of this kingdom, man. None. That's one of our, that is the biggest problem inside of this kingdom, is we don't have the brotherhood that we should have. That's the biggest problem inside of this kingdom. It says, Micah 2:10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you. And that's what this place does, man. Because think about it. You can look at it today and you can see that everything in this kingdom that is pushed on us and that we make popular, it is destroyed. Excuse me. It is destroyed. It's destroying us, rather. Think about the music we listen to, man. It's destroying us. Whether it was my era, which was the era that talked about selling the drugs, or is this era that the era that talks about using the drugs. One era sold, the next era is drug addicts. It's crazy. We ain't even gonna talk about the women rapper now, what women rap about nowadays. They off the chain. They're off the chain. And like, it's mind-boggling. And it's because of these things that we are being destroyed. Think about the things that get pushed. Think about something else that get pushed to the forefront. A brother laying with another brother's wife. That's something else that get pushed to the forefront on us. So today, we just leave it about on today. What get pushed on us today? Getting high. Who can get the highest? Who can pop the most pills and smoke the most weed? That's destroying us. That's not something that builds us up. You think Black Wall Street got built because they were sitting around and seeing who can get the highest? You think that's how they built that? You think they built Black Wall Street with a dispensary on? You think they made sure that they had a dispensary on there? Like, okay, we got to make sure we got a couple dispensaries over here. No, but you know what? Your oppressor looked at that and he knew that. And guess what he did? He pushed it on you. He pushed it on us. That's what he did. Every time I see one of them stupid man-on-man commercials, it's always a brother in one of them. Or you see they some kind of way, you always see some brother that on some man-on-man stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy how they put it in TV nowadays. I can't even watch a TV show. I had to turn it off half the time. Get on YouTube and put some sports or a class on or something. It's crazy. Everything that will destroy you is pushed on you inside of this kingdom. It's nothing uplifting to you. It's nothing lifting you up. And forget when the drill rap hit the scene. My goodness, man. My neighborhood was off the chain. People was getting unalived left and right. It was serious business. It was this world and that world and this over here. Like it was crazy, man. All for what though? Nothing. Nobody, again, when you look at a place like Black Wall Street, nobody said, this is my area, this is my area. We all looked at each other and said, this is ours. And we gonna build it up. But when you got a dispensary on every corner, man, you can trick people. All right? It shall destroy you. It says, even with a sore destruction. Even with a sore destruction, man. Even with a sore destruction. And that's what we suffer inside of this kingdom, man. Yeah, that's what we suffer inside of this kingdom, man. We get destroyed inside of this kingdom. It is nothing. Everything, every day we wake up inside of this kingdom, it is something else inside of this kingdom to destroy us. Why? Because we put our trust in the oppressor. And his number one goal ain't to build up black people. And of course, when I say blacks, I'm talking about blacks, Hispanics, and all the tribes, of course. His goal ain't to build us up. His goal is to keep us down, because if he built, let's say we built ourselves up, right? And we was on top inside of this kingdom and we just totally separated. What's going to happen to him? His world is going to fall and collapse. And he cannot have that. He just can't. He cannot have that, man. All right. Let's get Psalms 55. Yeah, your oppressor can't have that, man. He could talk a good game all day, because that's what he do. I always wondered, man. We are the only people. Like I never heard, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong about this. I've never heard a Chinese man say everybody need to come together and love each other, and everybody got to get along. They do something to a Chinese man, he get reparations, he get a law passed, all kind of things happen. His reaction isn't, you just got to keep loving. That's not his reaction. That's not how he deals with things when something happens, when someone does something to him. He got a country and a military might behind him. And they don't say to him, we just got to love. In fact, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, love never even gets mentioned. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never heard it. Okay? But when it comes to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, that's all we talk about. Love, love, love. We trying to love our way out of oppression. The problem is our love is directed towards the wrong person. Our love should be directed towards the Lord, man. Instead, our love is directed towards the people that is harming us. That's what that's another destructive thing inside of this kingdom. This kingdom teaches us to do what? Love everybody else but ourselves. We have no love or compassion for one another, but we love every goddamn on body else, man. We love everybody else, man. We give all our love to everywhere but each other, one another, man. And for some reason, we don't even understand that that's what's going on. For some reason, we find it so hard to love each other, man. Like it's a rough task to do. Like the brother or the sister next to you haven't experienced the same pain and the same hurt that you have. Like they haven't experienced that same thing. Like they don't go through the same thing that you go through. Your oppression is not different than the next person's oppression. We both oppressed inside of this kingdom, and we both oppressed by the same people. And it's mighty funny that it's like they follow us and oppress us. The so-called Arabs was oppressing us over there before we came over here, and now they over here doing it. The so-called white man, same thing. These are people that hate us, not just since we've been here, but this is something throughout history. And we still standing here talking about love? When the hell is somebody gonna love us? Dylan Roof shot them people in that church and unalived them and probably did all kind of horrible things to them inside of there. And they stood right up and said, I forgive them. That's a lot of love, man. When you give the people that hurt you that kind of love, you don't have no love for nobody else. You can't love somebody else. How? You know how much love it takes to love them? It's just something I couldn't do. I'm sorry. I only have love for my people because my people go through and struggle with the same things inside of this kingdom that I do. It ain't nobody who can understand you better than your people. That's why I don't understand when people think they got an oppressor for a friend. If you be like, how can he be your friend and y'all are from two totally different worlds? He could never understand your struggle and what you go through. He can never relate to you. Y'all can only be friends if he feels superior to you. Because that's what that's what this kingdom teaches. If you in the world, this kingdom teaches you oppressors are superior to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They make it clear that this is their kingdom. They make it clear. I'm gonna give you a great example. How many black police officers you seen unalive oppressors? Yeah, because they know better. They know way better. They ain't gonna be able to say my life was in danger, and all he had, and he was unarmed. They ain't gonna be able to say my life was in danger, and he ain't had no weapon in his hand. They might not even be able to say I was in danger if he had a knife and they put out their gun and unalived him. They're gonna ask them, why didn't you use your taser? It was only a knife. And they know it. And that's why you don't see it. That's why you don't see it. But us, we get brutalized by the police, man. And it's always been like that. It's not like this is something new. Most black men coming up in America, maybe 90%, I'm sure I got a story about getting clocked by the police before. That's just for us, that's everyday life. So how can somebody from another nation relate? How can an oppressor relate to that? He can't. He cannot. All right? And furthermore, man, how can you trust the oppressor? Knowing this stuff, man. All the things he say, it sounds so good. When he talk about coming together and us doing, Black, Hispanic, and Native American, man, he is not talking about you. He's not. So, like, give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I do not have no questions. Keep this rolling. All right. All right, cool. No questions. Gonna keep this rolling. All right. So where we at? We at Psalms 55:20. It says, he hath put forth his hand against such that be at peace with him. That's what your oppressor do, man. And this is what I'm saying when I say, how can you even trust him? When it's saying he put forth his hand for the people that was at peace with him, meaning it was peace, but it's not peace no more. It was peace, but it's not peace no more. That peace is broken. What do you do? Come here. Give me that. He just went in Venezuela and took the oil. He just took it. Just took the president, just went over there and done whatever he did. He in survival mode, man. He had to make that move. He had to make that move just so the country can survive, man. He had to make that move. It says he has broken his covenant. And that's what he do, his agreement with everybody. He break them. He ain't keeping the only thing he doing, think about what he did to the native. He gave them land and let them discover some oil or something that's on that land, something that he need. They better get off that land. They better get off that land, man. He'll unalive everybody. He will unalive everybody for that land, man. Just a couple of years ago, remember in North Dakota? The land that they gave the Native Americans, they thought there was oil under there. They was locking them in dog cages. Because they didn't want to vacate the land. And the oppressor put them in dog cages. That's what he did. Because you ain't about to get in the way of the oppressor. He don't give a damn about no covenant that he made. He don't care about that. He not thinking about, he's not an honorable man. And that's what I don't understand. And these are the things I don't understand. Why do, like, I hate it when I have to go back and forth with somebody about the evil of this oppressor, man. It's like, what are we even talking about here? What are we even talking about here? I got to go back and forth. This dude was locking the Native Americans up in dog cages, and I got to go back and forth about the evil that he does? He telling the Mexicans, go home. Damn it, they are home. They are home. He don't think about everybody coming together in love. That's the nonsense he feed us. That's the nonsense we taught. We learned that from the Christian church and the oppressor. That's what we learned from them. You just gotta love. Somebody sticking a gun in your face and you trying to hug them, as if that's gonna work. No, that's not gonna work, man. That's not gonna work. That ain't how you do it. All right? How we do it is we turn back to the Most High and start keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments. We listening to the oppressor. We trying to make the covenant with the oppressor. We already got a covenant with the Lord. That's the covenant we should be trying to honor, man. Because the covenant with the oppressor, he break it. He break it. It's broken. All right. Let's try to get some more right quick. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, because, oh my God, that oppressor talks very good. The Native Americans used to say, so-called Native Americans used to say, speak with a forked tongue. The whole time, he just scoping everything out and waiting on his opportunity. He learning everything he can about you. You think about how kind the Native Americans was, man. They teaching them how to farm. They teaching them how to live. They teaching them how to survive in the winters. Giving them all kind of stuff off of their land. What they getting, what the natives was giving them, because your oppressor is so much of an animal. What they was given was not good enough. The oppressor looked at that and said, if they giving us all of this, they must got a ton more. He had to have it all. He couldn't think about, yeah, I got this much, so I'm okay. Being okay is not good enough to the oppressor. He has to be okay while he makes you suffer. He has to be okay while he's hurting you. It's not just good enough to have. He has to hurt somebody while he has. He can't even help himself. That's how the Lord made him. The Lord said what? He's gonna do what? He's gonna conquer with the sword, man. So you just giving him ain't good enough. He has to hurt you and take all of it. And that's not enough. Then he has to go to another place, hurt them and take all of that, and so forth and so on. Like how in the world do we join together with him? I don't understand it. We talking about coming together and one people, and he talking about conquering every damn body. We talking about love everybody. He talking about being over everybody. Which is, again, why it is so important to turn back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. Because once you do that, man, then you will be able to see the evil that's being done in this earth. If you celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's and Dr. King Day and all of that, you don't see the evil that's being done in this world. But when you come into the Isupk, or the Commander General Yohana, man, and you start learning who you are, learning what you go through, how to serve the Lord, these laws, statutes, and commandments, man, the world looks totally different to you. It's a total different view of the world. You start seeing just how off things is in the world. You start seeing just how much we are oppressed inside of this kingdom. Like, even if you're a person who just have, who like, yeah, you know, things is, you a person in your mindset and you say, well, yeah, things is a little messed up. I see the difference between black or white. I understand what the oppressor does. He does some things. You don't understand the level that he does it to until you come in here. Because what you think you might know, when you come in here and you learn the truth, that's why this is the home of the truth. Because as long as you out there, you still don't know the truth. When you come in here and learn the truth, oh my goodness, your mind is going to be blown. Your mind is going to be blown, man. Because for me personally, like, I understood certain things, but I just didn't understand how much I didn't know about how much the oppressor was the devil till I came in here. I just did not, I didn't understand it really. Like, I knew, but man, I did not know. If you understand what I'm saying. I knew it, but I just did not know. All right. It says, he put, verse 20, Salaki, It says, he put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. Verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. And that is your oppressor, man. War is in his heart, man. War is in Esau's heart, man. He cannot help it. That's the thing, man. And that's why I quoted that scripture earlier where I said, the Lord said, who can make straight what I make crooked? You can't change what the Lord did, man. And that's a lot of our problem too, man. We got to look at the oppressor and say, the Lord made him a man of war. He is who he is, man. He is incapable. He is incapable of loving somebody outside of himself. He's just incapable of it. And if I'm saying something that's incorrect, you would just have to show me. That's all. And you can't because it's not there, man. It's not there. He's incapable of it. He speak peaceable things, but war is always in his heart. He'll stand right up there at the United Nations and say, yeah, we want peace for everybody, man. The United Nations is supposed to keep peace. But again, when was America at peace? This country always have been at war. It's always been American soldiers over here, American soldiers fighting over there. It's always been like that. That's how he keeps his peace. He keeps peace through war. Because he's not satisfied unless he's hurting people, man. He's not satisfied. He doesn't really know a life of peace. He doesn't really know a life of peace, man. And guess what? He ain't interested in a life of peace. He don't want a peaceful life. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, we want a peaceful life, man. When Christ come and set everything in order, our life is going to be peaceful. We're going to have a peaceful life under the rulership of Christ. We finally going to have rest. We finally going to rest. We're going to be in our place of rest. Like we read earlier where it said in Micah 2:10, it said, this ain't our place of rest. Well, we're going to have our place of rest when Christ returns. We're going to have our place of rest when Christ returns, man. You can count on that. And it's coming. And it's coming quick. It's coming quick and it's coming fast. I mean, and it's coming faster than a lot of us even realize. Than a lot of us even realize, man. Everything that's going on is setting the stage where it is literally going to be an overnight. When it hit, it's literally going to be an overnight thing. Everything gonna go to hell, and then shortly, Christ gonna crack that sky, man. That's what, and I think I know I said this earlier, and I'm gonna say it again. That's what Venezuela was about. It was a desperation move to keep everything afloat inside of this country. Who's able to do that? You don't hear about other countries just going and just doing that, just going to take president and then seizing all the what? No other country was interested in even doing that. They had to do it. They had to do it. All right. Where we at? The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil. Yet were they drawn swords. Words were soft, man, and smooth. Think about how soft oil is. Think about how soft oil is, man. It said, but swords were drawn. Imagine the oppressor coming to you telling you, let's bow our heads and pray, and then you bow your head and he pull out a sword and unalive you with it. It ain't something new. Think about the book of the Maccabees when they ain't bother the Israelites until the Sabbath day came, and on the Sabbath day attacked because tell Mattathiah said, "For F this, man, we got to fight on the Sabbath." They learned their ways and then used their ways against them. Mattathiah said, man, we got to fight or we gonna die. They're gonna kill all of us. Because they ain't attacking us or bothering us until the Sabbath day come. And then when the Sabbath day come, then they attack. No, we not having that. We gonna fight on the Sabbath. Because that's how your oppressor is, man. And think about this too, this other thing in the Maccabees, Slacky, while I'm thinking of it right quick. He said that all should be one people. That's in the book of the Maccabees. All should be one people, right? Sound good, don't it? Sound familiar too, don't it? We all should be together today. All should be one. People is just people. It don't matter who you are. Some kind of way with that mind frame, we the only ones that get unalived. We the only ones that's being unalived in the streets. Those words is smooth as oil, as soft as oil, man. But a sword is drawn near on us. Because what? We are unalived. We lose our life. We are destroyed. Look at us today. Read that Maccabees captivity, man. I mean, read that book of Maccabees. See how we was under Greeks, and the things they done to us. It'll help open your eyes about what's going on today, man. It'll help open your eyes about what's going on today, man. Because it's so parallel to each other. It's like good night. It's so parallel to each other. It almost ain't no different. All right. Yeah, it almost ain't no different, man. And they did one thing in that time that we should do today. That's come together. That's how they did it. That's how they overcame. They came together, man, with one another. All right. With that, let me hit this right here. While I'm talking about us coming together, this is the perfect time to hit this one right here. Let's get Zephaniah 2:1. It's the perfect time to hit this while I'm talking about us coming together. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Again, I love this right here. I love this scripture right here. I wish I could find a way to fit this in every class. Because this particular scripture right here, man, is so vital to us. Because it's not about just us coming together. Because you could come together, but it's about us coming together and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. See, we coming together, and we coming together with a plan. The plan ain't to do the will of any of us. The plan is to do the will of the Lord. That's the plan. That's why if you're a brother or sister and you in some fake Israelite group, in some other Israelite group, that's some fake nonsense outside of the Isupk, you are in there doing the will of a man. The Isupk is the only Israelite school that does the will of the Lord, that follows the Lord according to the Bible, man. According to the Bible. You'll be in some fake Israelite group, they'll have you worshiping the moon or some foolishness like that. Talking about it's moon day. And you got to sit in the house because it's moon day and you can't do nothing. You got to rest on the moon day. It is foolishness, man. It's foolishness and it's stupid. All right. This is Zephaniah 2:1. It says, gather yourselves together. Yea. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. So gather yourselves together like that. That gather yourself together, man. That is the most important thing that we can do inside of this kingdom, man. We could not do anything more important than that. We cannot do anything more important than that, man. And that's why I just said a second ago, not just gathering ourselves together, meaning we all just gathering together and we gathering ourselves together with a plan, and that plan is to serve the Lord. That plan is to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That plan is to love each other, man. Our brotherhood. The one thing the one thing that is the strongest weapon that we have. We ain't got to go fight nobody and punch nobody in the face. I tell y'all what, Christmas 26, Black, Hispanic, and Native people, let all of us not celebrate Christmas. And watch the oppressor go crazy. What's the next I don't even know what the next holiday is when we spend all our money up with the oppressor. I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, let's not do it. Let's not do none of them this year. And we all stand on that. And we all stand on it. Let's do that. And guess what? We'll see the power that we have for real. We'll see it. We'll see real power in our unity. And then let us do what the Lord said do. And then we'll make the Lord happy. And then guess what? We'll see real change. Now we tapping into something. Now we moving towards something. Now we doing something. All right. Let's get this. It says, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. Like, when they say, O nation not desired, I got a question. How in the hell could that be talking about anybody else on the planet outside of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? How could it be talking about anybody else except us? Do you see what you do see what ICE is doing to the so-called Mexicans now? Are they a nation desired? No, they ain't a nation desired, man. Because if they was a nation desired, that wouldn't be happening. They would come up with some game plan to get them all citizenship. They wouldn't be locking them in detention centers and all, whatever they locking them up in. Kids missing. No. They would come up with a game plan to make it so super easy for them to get citizenship. You think if let's just say any part of Europe, all them oppressors start coming over here and needed a place to live. You think they would be putting them in detention centers, saying, nah, you got to go back to Europe? Hell no. They would be giving them citizenship. They would have it set up at the airport for as soon as when they get off the plane, they could get citizenship. They would have it set up at the airport. It would be officers at the airport giving them citizenship. But Native Americans, but the so-called Mexicans, man, they getting their babies and all kind of stuff ripped out their hands. They're getting punched in the face. They getting under they're losing their kids. Anything horrible that a human being could do to another human being, they're doing it to them. Your oppressor does it to us. It is insane. All right. We are a nation not desired. We are a nation not desired because if it was any other nation on the planet, except for the people part of these 12 tribes, somebody would stand up and speak for them. Somebody would stand up and say, you know what? Nah, that ain't right. Think about all the illegal Chinese people that's over here. The Chinese been coming over here having babies forever. Forever. Nobody ain't saying, hey, we need to put a stop to that. Because, over in their country, they can only have so many kids. So now when they get pregnant, so when a woman get pregnant, they'll come to the United States and have a baby. Nobody is saying, nah, we need to put a stop to that. Nah, we're not doing that. And here got the thing. It's not like they don't know this is happening. They know it's happening. But they won't do that to Chinese people. So guess what they will do? They'll take it out on you. They'll take it out on you. They'll take it out on us. That's what they'll do. Verse 2, it says, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you. We don't want, when Christ cracked that sky to set everything in order, we don't want to be a part of what they got going on. We want to make it clear that we are definitely separate away from them. How do we make it clear that we're different and we're separate from them? Because we keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So how we live is different than how they live. We don't celebrate Christmas. So our mind frame, how we think, how we act, how we move, everything is different. Nothing is the same as how they do things. So we over here on one side and they over there on the total another. That's why Christ said he's going to separate the sheep from the goat. And and in his kingdom, because we so close to each other, it gotta be a separation. And how do we separate ourselves? We separate ourselves and be different by keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how we separate ourselves. That's how we stand out. That's how we be above everybody on the planet. That's how when Christ cracked the sky and he see us, you're going to say, you know what? I'm well pleased with them. Because what? Because of our obedience. Because of our willingness to serve the Lord. It's gonna have to be a battle with the oppressor, because he's not just gonna give up his throne. All right. It says, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. And why would the Lord's anger come upon us? Because our unwillingness to listen. Because our unwillingness to be obedient. Because we want to celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday. Because we just want to have fun. We care more about fun than anything. We so busy having fun that we're not even paying attention to what the hell is going on. The whole entire kingdom that we in is 20 minutes from collapsing. And because we just having fun, just going to work, keeping our head down, trying to keep it going, work, weed house, video games, our life. Chasing some hoe. Our life. We don't even pay attention to anything else. We don't even pay attention to anything else. And that is the very reason why the Lord is angry. And what we do not realize is our life would be so much better if we served the Lord. Like, when you come into this truth, you like having fun, man. Of course, it's the time to work with anything else. But like on our feast days or when we just kicking it, having a good time going out, man, we have a blast. We have a blast, man. But it's just something you got to, I'm telling you, if you ain't never been to the Passover, man, you got to come to the Passover this year in Houston, Texas, man. The Lord's 57th annual Passover, man. You got to come to this thing, man. And then being there will help you understand what I'm talking about when I say we just having fun, man. We just have a great time. You'll have a better understanding, man, if you're there. I cannot explain it to you, man. All right? Just come out, have a good time, man. Come hang with your brothers. Houston, Texas. We'll be there. With that, I'm going to close the class out. Shalom, Israel.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're